Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Giratina with Shadow Force. Let's see what we have going on here. If you do enjoy my videos, please smash that like button. It really does help me out quite a bit. Alright, so we're going to be pairing it up with Excadrill and Escavalier for the first battle, and then we're going to be putting on Solgaleo in exchange for the Excadrill. And it worked out quite nicely. We're going to be leading with Giratina the entire time here, I'm pretty sure. So let's see what we have going on here. And Shadow Force, is it good? Do you want to use that? I mean, it's fun. Let's go ahead and see what we have going on here. It does help you out, seeing that Giratina doesn't particularly hit that hard, and it doesn't really have hard-hitting moves. Shadow Force is going to be helping you out, taking opponents by surprise for that little bit of extra damage that you need to do before you do go down. But with that said, let's see what we have going on here. Taking out their Giratina, swapping into our Excadrill, or should I say, they're bringing in their Excadrill, we're bringing in our Escavalier here. And this is looking pretty good for us here, seeing that we're part bug. The drill run is not going to be able to KO us or bring us low enough for them to quick move us down. And that Lucario, ooh, it is getting pretty close here, but we still, I don't know, folks. This is could be a loss. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. So we bring in the Giratina so we can have them just use up their energy here. Are they going to go for a Shadow Ball? They should have, because, I mean, I don't know what... They powered up Punch, they're going to be doing more damage. We're going to get this off, immediately swap into the Excadrill. They can take us out with a Shadow Ball, but we're going to be going back in there with the Shadow Claw to take them out. But it looks like the Excadrill is going to be able to finish it off here for us. Moving it on to the next battle. Horrible lead with a Togekiss. Now this team is going to be getting us a 4-1 and a 5-0 in the rank that we currently are, so it did pretty nice. Alright, so we got a nice little mirror match going on here. We do have Acid on our Escavalier here, so it's what you want to run. You don't really want to go with Mega Horn in this Fantasy Cup. Alright, so we're going to be farming them down. We do have a ton of energy. We're going to go ahead and throw an Acid Spray right about now on that Togekiss, and we're actually able to get to another one here, which is going to do a decent amount of damage. Let's see if they want to shield up. They're going to be letting it go. No problem. We still do have the Excadrill on the team. Solgaleo will be making its entrance soon enough. But I did swap it out because it was like, I was starting to encounter a lot of Lucarios, and I was like, okay. And as soon as I took it off the Excadrill, they just magically disappeared. So unfortunately, we're going to be using that Shadow Force, and they're shielding it up, which is not good. And we do have the Excadrill, which is going to be taking quite a bit of damage from the Primarina here. But here's the thing. We do resist that quick move. They don't have Charm. So what we're going to do is get their last shield, bring in the Giratina, and we're probably going to get to the Shadow Force, and we do right on time, as we are going to be resisting that quick move. And this is just going to be enough. And if you didn't see that, they did lower our attack. So if we did not have Shadow Force, we would have lost that battle there. So we're taking the win, and we're looking good. Moving it on to our next opponent with the Giratina in the lead, and we're met with another Togekiss, and I was starting to get a little bit pissed off with that. It was starting to annoy me, so we swap into the Escavalier. They're going to be bringing in their own. We go for an Acid Spray. Unfortunately, they're going to be letting it go, and, well, at least we dropped their defense here, letting that Drill Run go. And I mean, if they want to survive this, they're going to have to shield it up, and we're getting a shield out of them. So we still have two shields, and it looks like we're going to be able to farm down with Giratina and then potentially hit Togekiss with a Shadow Force. Let's see what they do want to bring in here. And that is going to be doing a decent amount of damage. So it's like, no Shadow Ball, Shadow Force, right? So it kind of works out. Takes a whole heck of a lot more energy, and if you do have the Origin, you don't want to run Shadow Force. Just go Shadow Ball. Alright, so they're going to be bringing in Florges and hitting me with a Disarming Voice. Doing super effective. I go for the Shadow Force, doing a good amount of damage. Swapping into the Excadrill here, and they're going to be bringing back that Togekiss. Now we just need to get off into the Rock side before they get to it. Well, it doesn't even matter if they get to another charge move here, as we still do have two shields, and we're looking good. While we do resist the Charm, it is really starting to dig in here. Now what we're going to do is shield this up, and we want to farm a little bit extra because we are kind of low, and although we do resist Fairy, the Florges is going to be able to take us out with a Disarming Voice. We are kind of low enough for that, so we got to make sure we do come out of this with a decent amount of energy. Nice orange Florges, by the way. Alright, if I can speak over here, I'm not going to edit that out. We'll just keep it rolling. Alright, let's keep it going. What are we going to be met with? A Giratina. Okay, that sounds good to me. Let's get it with the mirror match here. Now, for this particular thing, I don't know if you want to just go straight Shadow Force, but they're swapping. So we both have energy in our Giratinas. They're going to be bringing in a Steelix. We bring in our Escavalier. We're going to have a good old time right about now. Now, even if they make it to Earthquake, that's still not going to be enough. It's going to be bringing us down almost to KO range. And we are going to be able to hit them with an acid before we do get knocked out here. But unfortunately, they are going to be able to farm up a little bit of extra energy here, which is going to be putting them ahead on energy compared to our Giratina. And we do have the Sigaleo on the team now. So we're bringing in ours, and we're going to shield up this first one here. There's no need to go for Shadow Force. We know they're going to be shielding it up. And we did hit them with a defense drop, so we're going to be doing even more. They're swapping into an Escavalier. We're bringing in the Sigaleo with that Fire Spin, doing a whole heck of a lot of damage. Shielding up the drill run here. All we need to do is kind of win this matchup and then lower the defense with the Sigaleo. We should be looking pretty good here. It really depends on what they have. If they have Shadow Sneak, not going to be great. But let's see what's going on. Actually, we're going to be forcing them to use all their energy here. So by the time our Giratina comes back into the battle, they're not going to be really left with much energy at all. They're hitting us with an Ancient Power, which is fine. I mean, that's all they've got to use. So we immediately swap after they do use that energy. Go for the Dragon Claw here. And there's really no need to go for the Shadow Force. It's just going to take way too much time. And we're just going to get off another Dragon Claw after we did lower their defense. And we're taking them out and taking that win. Moving it on to the next battle here. Met with a Lucario. Love to see it. Let's get it here. And looks like they're going to stay here. Now, they do have Shadow Ball, and we're going to let this go. I didn't care if they were going to hit me with it. It is going to do a decent amount of damage, but we're just going to hold our ground here. It's no problem at all. They're going to be retreating into a Caesar. We're going to go ahead and bring in the Sigaleo to go ahead and do that super effective damage here. We're going to go for that Fire or Psychic Fangs to go ahead and lower their defense so we can take them out a little bit quicker here. Night Slash is going to be doing a decent amount. I think they're going to be able to get off two. Unfortunately, we could have probably just farmed them down, so we kind of wasted that energy. We're going to let it go because I'm just going to go back in here with the Giratina, I do believe. Okay, take them out. Great, we're loaded up on energy here. And what do they want to be bringing back into the battle is going to be that Lucario, so we go for the Shadow Force. Please don't shield this up. And they do, of course. So we swap into the Escavalier, and they've got a Sylveon in the back. Great. So we're going to go for a drill run, and then hopefully they let this go. Beautiful. And then we're going to just go ahead and start hitting them with acid at this point here. Now they do have quick attack, so we can bring in the Giratina with the remainder health left. It is pretty low, but we do resist that, and we should be able to take them out with our Shadow Claw. Hopefully you're running Shadow Claw. You don't want to really go with Dragon Breath Giratina for this specific meta here. All right, shielding this up and still holding on to one shield, getting to that acid. I'm going to go ahead and throw that immediately here, or else we're going to be kind of in a little bit of trouble. Lucario taking some damage before we do go down. Now we have to call this here, folks. Okay, we got to let this go. It is a power-up punch. Are we going to be able to take them out? Of course we are. Getting to the Dragon Claw and taking that win. Still holding on to one shield. Let's go. All right. So I did enjoy it. So Giratina is always a solid option with or without Shadow Force. Next battle, we're going to be met with an Escavalier. This is a great matchup here for us. Drill Run is going to be doing a decent amount, but that counter is not even getting stabbed, so we're not going to have to worry about it too much. They hit us with an acid and the retreat into Florges. So before we do go, we're going to go ahead and throw that Shadow Force. Let's see how much this does do. Hey, bringing them down below yellow, looking good, and swapping into the Sigaleo. Gonna let all this go here. That Moonblast did a kind of ridiculous amount of damage, so I'm not gonna try to farm them down, and I'm just gonna go ahead and take them out immediately here because I kind of need to win that swap, right? So we're gonna let this go. Should be able to survive. They're not gonna be able to take us out with Fairy Wind, so we're gonna go ahead and hold on to our shield, go for the Psychic Fangs, take out their Florges. They're down a shield. We're up to, looking good. What are they going to be bringing back? That Giratina to Shadow Claw is down and build up their energy, bringing back our own Giratina. Now we are up a shield, so we're going to be shielding this up. Easy money right here, hitting me with a Dragon Claw. Kind of need to keep the pace here because, well, Escavalier doesn't really want to go up against that thing, right? So let's go ahead and see what we have going on here. I think we're going to actually use another shield. Yep. It's not looking particularly great here. They have no more shields. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this off, swap into the Escavalier, because at this point they are going to be low enough to take them out with a drill run. Hold on to the Giratina with some energy to see what we can do with it later. Catching a Dragon Claw that's not very effective. Let's go. Let's pull this battle around and see if we can make the win happen here. Hitting me with a Shadow Sneak sounds good. Getting to that drill run, throwing it immediately here. And I think we're going to be able to pull this one off, folks. What is in the back? It is going to be their own Escavalier. We're able to get to the drill run. And I don't think this is going to be quite enough. One more counter is, and we're taking the win there. Looking good, and we didn't even have to use that Giratina later. Next battle, met with an Empoleon. This is a fantastic lead. Obviously, we're going to sit tight. The Escavalier does not mind going up against us either. They're going to be swapping into a Togekiss. We're bringing in that Sigaleo immediately here. and we're going to go ahead and build up to the flamethrower and start throwing the psychic fangs. Let's see if we can get a shield out of them. No shield, of course. Do you see what I'm talking about? Every time I go for the flamethrower, they always shield up, but when I go for the psychic fangs after building up to the flamethrower, they never shielded. It is crazy, almost as if there's... I know these are real people because I see you in the comments, but there are bots too sometimes. It's just a little suspicious sometimes, but I guess people are good at calling it at this point because we've all been playing for so long. Bringing back that Empoleon, and we're going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Force immediately up against the Giratina. More than likely, they're going to let it go. Look at that damage. Are you kidding me? Swapping into Escavalier to farm them down, and they got a Caesar in the back. We're looking great. Since they have 2 shields, more than likely they're going to be wanting to start using these here, and we're getting a shield from Acid, doing even more damage with the counter, and we're looking good to go here, folks. Obviously, we're going to let this go. There's really no need to shield, as we are resisting their bullet punch as well, and they did quit as soon as we hit that charge move because of the pop-up in the corner, and we're taking that win and moving it on to our next opponent. This team did pretty nice for me. Alright, what are we going to see at Genesect? Now, I couldn't see what it was at first, but now I can see it, and it is going to be a fire. So we don't have to worry about shielding it up. It's not going to be a Technoblast Ice. Hitting me with a Magnet Bomb, of course, because I don't want to go for the fire. Swapping into a Steelix. I kind of screwed up here a little bit, and I shouldn't have went for Sigaleo. I should have bring in Escavalier. That's a much better matchup. Yeah, we resist the Dragon Tail, and we're doing so much more damage with counter. It's just a little bit better for us. Alright, so they are farming up quite a bit. I have a suspicion they're going to shield this up and then try to go for an Earthquake, which is going to be fine. We'll go ahead and just be bringing back that Giratina to farm them down. We'll have to take a little bit of damage from the Dragon Tail, but that's okay. Earthquake taking us out in one shot. Alright, so what we're going to do here is bring that Giratina back in, farm them down, which is going to be leaving us with a whole heck of a lot of energy here. Bringing back Genesect. Hey, you don't need to shield this up. No problem at all. Going for Shadow Force, just about one-shotting them. And they've got a Flygon in the back, which made me a little bit nervous, so I was thinking, okay, let's see what we can do here. Going for freaking Earthquake. Are you kidding me? So I go for an Acid. I'm like, come on, you need to shield this up. Please shield it up. They do great, so we lower their defense. They're farming us down, and they're going to be able to get to a Dragon Claw. But remember, we hit it with an Acid, so we drop their defense. This is looking pretty good, actually. Yeah. Using that last shield, going for a Dragon Claw, which is going to be super effective in KOing after the defense drop. And we take out the Genesect with one Shadow Claw, and we keep it moving here. I'm telling you, it was a pretty good day for me. Next battle met with a Tapu Finn. Now, this is actually not horrible. I mean, you're resisting the water. It takes forever to get to the Moonblast, and your Ghost is neutral, right? So we're going to go ahead and just hang tight. Shielding up that Moonblast, they're going to be swapping into their own Giratina. We're going to go Shadow Force. Let's see if we can land this here. Yeah, look at that damage. Look at that damage, boy. Wow. And that is a tank that just took all that. That's insane. Coming from a Giratina, which doesn't even have that good of attack to begin with, at least the Alter. Going for the Dragon Claw, they're going to be shielding that up. I figured, okay, let's just hang tight here. Everything in the back doesn't particularly want to see this matchup too much. So we're going to go ahead and let it go, though. We don't want to use that last shield. Bringing in our Escavalier and trying to farm them down. They're going to be getting to a charge move. Hopefully it's not Ancient Power. Shadow Sneak. Okay, well, that's fine. No problem. It's pretty much almost the same damage. And going for a Drill Run immediately here. They've got one shield left. Do they want to use it? They're going to let it go on that Tapu Finn and then swap into an Excadrill. And let's go ahead and go for an Acid. Let's lower that defense and then swap into the Sigaleo immediately. Or, unfortunately, not able to as we're locked in here. We're going to let that go. I had to make the decision there. They are shieldless. I was like, what should I do? Let this go? Yeah. That's perfect. Okay, so now we can farm them down after the defense drop. Great. And unload the Psychic Fangs on the Tapu Finn and continuously lower their defense. They're already low enough, and we're looking good. We're going to be able to take the win. So letting that go and not shielding up the Escavalier was the correct call here. And we're taking the win with the Sigaleo. Moving it on to our next opponent, we're going to be met with a Registeel. This is the first for me here, well, at least for this Fantasy Cup. So let's see what we have going on. And I was thinking, probably going to be rocking with Flash Cannon. Of course they are. Of course, I think that's what you want more so for this cup anyways. Alright, so doing a decent amount. They haven't dropped our attack, so we're going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Force. And my gosh, that tank of a Steel type Registeel just absorbing it like nothing. Crazy. Alright, so what's going on here? I think they may try to swap. No, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get to that Shadow Force. I think we shield this up and build up a little bit more energy. We're trying to get them to shield up. They haven't used the shield yet. Okay, so we swap with energy, bringing in Escavalier, farming them down. Giratina does have energy. They're bringing in a Togekiss. So I'm going to go ahead and take a wild guess that there's, I don't know, Steel type in the back. And that is a good thing because we have Sigaleo with Fire. And that's why this thing is so good for this specific cup because of that. And or pretty much anything that's going to be having a Fire quick move. Reshiram, Zacian, those things are just going to be tearing it up with that Fire Fang. Alright, so we're going to let that go, bringing in the Sigaleo, and they've got a Metagross in the back, and there's that Steel, like we were saying. Going to go straight for the Flamethrower here, not even going to go for that Psychic Fang's bait. They're letting it go, and that's game, folks. We're looking good here. They can get to a Flamethrower, but that's pretty much a wrap. I mean, I think they'll just let this go here. Yeah, that's a GG's. Alright, let's keep it moving here. What are we going to be met with for the next battle? A Shadow Caesar. Okay, well, we're going to be taking quite a bit of damage from that Night Slash. While our Dragon Claw's not very effective, it's almost not even worth going for the Shadow Force up against this thing, to be honest, because more than likely they'll shield. But they're going to go ahead and swap, so that sounds good to me. This just put me in the perfect position here. Kind of. I mean, we need to take them out here. So if we could win this matchup, then we're going to be looking good. We do have all this energy. Hopefully they just let it go. We just farm them down. Never mind. That works. Perfect. So now we're going to be getting the alignment we want. Immediately swapping into our Caesar because their clock's not up. They're still locked in here. But they are going to be able to hit me with super effective Night Slash. And they've got a Flygon in the back. Alright, so let's go ahead and just start throwing the Psychic Fangs here as much as we can. We've still got that Sir Lancelot in the back. So we'll be able to handle the Flygon to some degree. You would think Flygon's flying, but it's not, so you don't have to worry about it being resisted to fighting. Alright, bringing in the Giratina, we're going to shield this up because we did lower their defense, and we want to get off this energy. I mean, I'm not going to go down with, like, what, 75 energy here? That'd be pretty bad. Alright, going for the first Dragon Claw, and this is going to be doing quite a bit because we did lower their defense. They're going to be shielding it up, and then swapping into that Caesar, we bring in the Escavalier, farming them down, and it is going to be able to potentially take out the Flygon yet again. Is this another Earthquake? Nope. Normal person this time. Not that the other one wasn't, but I mean, I find myself in these situations where they have the perfect move right when they need it, and it's like, really? Really, man? Really? Okay, anyways, next battle we're going to be met with an Escavalier, and this is a good matchup, as we've discussed before, as you know, because of the counter. Drill Run doing a decent amount, and they're going to be swapping into Slurpluff. Now, I love to use this thing, but I stopped because I was just kind of overdoing it. I feel like I'm doing that with Sigaleo, but honestly, I don't even give a ding. Alright, so they're going to be flamethrowing us, and we're going to let it go because, well, they're not going to be able to Fairy Wind us down, and we don't need to use a shield quite yet here. Going for Flamethrower, and they're shielding it up. Are you kidding me? Alright, so I guess they could have expected an Iron Head or something like that, or they just want to win the matchup. And weird enough, I go for another Flamethrower. We could have gone to 2 or to 3 Psychic Fangs by now, and that would have been almost enough to take them out. So whoops, that's a little unfortunate. So what we're going to have to do is bring in Giratina, get to Shadow Force. I know that's going to be a whole heck of a lot of energy wasted here, but what are we going to do? Shadow Claw or Dragon Claw? That's not happening. Alright, so we take out the Surpluff, looking good, bringing back the Escavalier. We're retreating our Giratina with energy. Now this Drill Run's going to be doing a decent amount, so we're going to go ahead and shield it up, seeing that they are shieldless as well. And we're just going to go immediately for the Drill Run here. And we're looking pretty good. Going to go ahead and take that out. And what you got in the back, it's a Melmetal. This is a wrap. Superpower is going to be doing a lot, but after they lower their stats, we're going to be able to one-shot them with Drill Run and take the win with our Escavalier. And we're looking good. Folks, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. You have no idea how much it really lifts my spirit and helps out the channel quite a bit with the YouTube algorithm. So if you can go ahead and hit that like button, that's going to be much appreciated. That's all I really need as support. Everybody else, patrons, members, thank you very much. And usual watchers, you are all much appreciated. Anyways, hope you all have a great day. Thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all on the next one. Take care.
It's out of my hand, but I'm still in control. It's out of my hand. You can never take away the power of my
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!
It's out of my hand, but I'm still in control. You can never take away the power of my soul.
So compromise where you can. But where you can't, don't. Even if everyone is telling you that something wrong is something right. Even if the whole world is telling you to move, it is your duty to plant yourself like a tree, look them in the eye and say no. You move.